Whenever we face challenges in our lives or our community, we often use familiar phrases to describe our challenges and the solutions that we have to address them. Often the path that we must follow is not the road less traveled, but in fact a much worn path. And very often the phrase people use in challenging times is that it is time to get back to basics. The education basics are reading, writing, and speaking. These are the basics taught for over 45 years by Literacy Volunteers of Rochester. Since 1964, Literacy Volunteers has recruited and trained volunteers to teach adults to read and write, as well as speak English. Helping adults obtain the basics is part of the LVR mission.
I am Frenchman, refugee. My country, our official language is French. When I arrived in the US, I have had more difficult to communicate with American people. Then I came here and ask if I will learn English here.
It's been very gratifying. You get to see people progress and learn. It has some difficulties too, in the sense that things are easy for you. You have to realize that for someone starting fresh, like Wanabute was, coming from a French language background to English, I've understood is a very difficult language, particularly things like idioms and so forth. So helping him work through those kinds of things about our culture and so forth. It's been very gratifying to see the progress made, particularly when he got his citizenship last year. That was a major milestone, a major goal for us. To help him achieve that was very gratifying.
What are the challenges that people lacking such basic skills encounter, such as speaking on the telephone, reading a prescription bottle, a newspaper, a bus schedule, or looking up something online, are not possible for many adults who are challenged by literacy?
I have two sons, and they were going to school and they were starting to ask for help, and I was a little embarrassed that I wasn't able to. So a friend suggested that I should come to the Literacy Center to learn.
Well, you have to know your student, and you learn what they learn. You learn how they learn. And so part of the strategy is determining what it is they want to learn, and then you figure out how they learn. If they're an auditory, if they're verbal, if they're visual in their learning, and you go from there.
Supplement facts, it says serving size is 1 tablet, so 1 pill.
Yeah.
Tablet and pill are the same thing. That says amount per tablet. Vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams, just like you said before, and percent daily value.
If I was to meet someone that wasn't able to read and they were an adult, first thing I would tell them is not to be embarrassed, because statistics show that there's plenty of people our age that struggle with reading and writing, and reassure them that this is the place to go.
Although there is a commitment of time and obviously the effort that goes into it, it's something that's very flexible, so you can work into your schedule, and from that investment in time you get a lot back in learning about Wanabute, his culture, a little bit even on the French language, and learning a little bit about myself in the process of volunteering.
I come here because here they give you teacher. The teacher can teach you where you are living. This one is fantastic and very, very good for me. This one give me possibility to learn English where I am living.
Everyone has the capability to read to a certain level. And if you don't have that capability, if you don't have the drawing on of actually learning how to read and to read, then you cannot be as successful as you could be otherwise. And I think we all need the encouragement to be able to do the best we can.
Now imagine what it would be like if there were even just a few words in this paragraph that you could not read.
And in doing a reading or a writing or a speaking for those who don't speak English, it allows them to become a more successful part of our society, whether it's in Rochester or someplace else.
Trained volunteers can help to teach reading, writing, and speaking English. Working one-to-one each week for just a few hours, these volunteers help adult learners get the basics and beyond. Will you support Literacy Volunteers of Rochester?